The fourth stage in the 5 E's instructional model is elaborate. And during this stage, we really want to challenge students to apply what they're learning. And ideally, it's great if we can have them take what they learned in the first part of this lesson and then apply it to a new or novel real world situation or problem. And this gets them to cement or hopefully cement their understanding of the concept or the information. And so in this stage, students should apply, they should practice, they can reevaluate their hypothesis, they can draw new conclusions, and ideally, they're using vocabulary as they discuss and explain what they're learning or how they're applying what they've learned to a new situation. So in this guide I created, there are a few suggestions that I make. I encourage teachers to have students making connections. Can they connect what they just learned to other concepts or to life beyond the classroom or to things like literature, art, music? Can they take what they've learned and tackle a kind of a quirky real world problem that forces them to take what they've learned and figure out, okay, based on what I just learned, how would I approach this problem? How would I try to solve it? How would I navigate it? Then I really like the idea of having kids explain how they would do something, not just answering questions or completing problems, but articulating the process that they would use to approach a particular problem or situation. And then also because there's such an emphasis on making connections and using vocabulary, really putting the onus on students to create study materials and resources they can use to review information and practice what they've just learned. And so there's a lot of different tools that we can use to get these things done. I highlight quizzes, which is great, shared Google Documents, shared slide decks, shared drawings, shared spreadsheets if you want to make this more collaborative. Flipgrid, great for recording, explanations, Quizlet, wonderful for making review activities, and same with Kahoot, a great way for kids to start creating review materials that they can use to practice concepts or that their peers can use. So Flipgrid is particularly great if you're giving students an offline challenge and then you're asking them to kind of document, how did you go about solving this particular problem? What was your process? What challenges did you encounter? And then kids can record their video, post them on Flipgrid, and then watch each other's videos and post comments to each other and learn from their peers, even if they're not in a physical classroom together. We also have quizzes where lots of teachers create review games, but I'm a big fan of having students create review activities for each other. So it can be used to kind of reinforce what kids are learning with review activities, but also challenge them to think about what kinds of questions would they design if they were creating a review activity for their peers. Same with Kahoot. Kahoot is great for creating kind of games to review ideas, to review vocabulary. And as you'll see up here at the top of the Kahoot page, a lot of web tools or education tools out there are actually making premium features available to teachers right now because of the COVID-19 outbreak and this awareness that kids may be out of school for stretches of time. And then also Quizlet. Quizlet is great, particularly if you are covering a concept that has a lot of academic or domain-specific vocabulary and you want kids creating study sets that they can use to kind of master that vocabulary. So lots of different ways to go about planning your elaborate stage of the 5 E's lesson. And so obviously on this side, you're going to want to insert the objective so kids know why they're engaging in this particular task or series of tasks, add any links and resources, and then their directions. What is it you would like them to do? So if you want them to create some kind of application activity or review game for their peers, maybe you give them some options of different tools they can use and allow them some agency in deciding, ooh, I'd love to create this using this tool to help my peers really understand and review these concepts.